Welcome to an episode of Into the Lab podcast, where sports analysts and experts dissect the latest news from the NBA and NFL, giving you a unique view on some of the hottest topics around your favorite teams. From the fresh field smells of the NFL to the hardwood courts of the NBA, and possibly your comfy couch for your fantasy football team. Let's see what kind of news the lab is working with today. Here's your host from the Sports Analytics headquarters in San Antonio, Texas, Ernest Silva.
Welcome. It is Waffle Wednesday. Glad to see a whole bunch of you jumping in. We have a double fun treat tonight. We go Pokey Protocol and then go right into our iTL Bracketology. Right, $100 on the line as well as 2 free slabs. Welcome. I'm your host, Ernest Doc E. Silva. Excited to be joining everybody during Texas halftime. Hopefully we don't take up too much of your time. We have Kenny Cotterell coming back onto the show for round number 2. Round 1, though, is the wonderful, amazing iTL Pokey Protocol. If you're in tonight's Waffles, you know you're in for a treat. We have a Surging Sparks Elite. No, it's not only Trader Box. It's a booster box tonight. It's a huge deal tonight. And then we have the double ETB Paradox Rift special. We have a bunch of you in that one as well. Welcome. Thank you for being a part of tonight's live. We have the wonderful Richard Bautista as well as Erica live as well. I'm going broke after tonight's episode, and all of you who are winning your Waffles tonight are also going broke. So congratulations to all of you. Let me share the live right now with our Pokey Planet partners, and we will get started with our first wheel. Of course, if you are a part of tonight's episode, go ahead and drop some fire emojis. Clover's in the chat. Show me you're here if you're part of any of tonight's wonderful Waffles. And if you haven't joined the ITL Bracket Challenge, join its ESPN tournament. The ESPN tournament brackets is where you want to join. We'll drop a link in the comments as well for that. You need to join it in order to be eligible for $100 or the double slab giveaway. So excited to see everybody. Let me go ahead and share this to the group page on Pokey Planet, and we will make it quick for you guys as we have multiple people going live right now. And very excited to run tonight's Waffles. Crazy events with everything happening with the double waffle today or the second waffle today. But glad we got it figured out and appreciate everybody being understanding with the second waffle that's not happening. So let me go ahead and share everything, and then we will get started. If you're in tonight's Waffles, please give me a number to do our first shuffle. And if you are not, I'll still take that number. Go ahead and give a number. Any number counts. Anything 1 through, let's call it 1 through 30 on the first shuffle. 1 through 30. Do 1 through 30 on the first shuffle. Choose any number. Comment that in the chat, and we will get that started right away. Again, appreciate everybody joining us. If you're not watching on Pokey Planet on Facebook, our community, you are doing it wrong. We have tons of giveaways daily. We have tons of different Waffles daily. And of course, if you're joining ITL, you're not sure what our big shtick is. That's right. It is King of the Hill going live April 5th and 6th, right here on Pokey Planet, right here on our page. And we hope to see a bunch of you all there as we go live and rip for the Lugia Aquapolis, the Surging Sparks SIR Pikachu, and the XY Promo Pikachu. So we hope to see a whole bunch of you. Let me start tagging some people for the first wheel. The first wheel is going to be for the USAA and ITL collab that we did for the rips. You guys chose which area of USAA we thought we'd get the best hits, and it turned out to be just an Umbreon EX out of Prismatic Evolutions. And so the 5 of you who chose the military emblems are now on the wheel for our first wheel. So let's share our wheel and let's get things started here on ITL Pokey Protocol, and then we're going to go right into Bracketology. If you're looking at March Madness, you know Texas is our team. We're hoping that we make a big run this year, but we'll talk all about that with our returnee, Kenny Cotterell, in just about 15-20 minutes. So if you're here for the college basketball segment, stick around and see what we do to get these people some wonderful cards and some wonderful sealed Pokemon product. All right. If you're watching, you're part of the wheels tonight, go ahead and comment in the chat. We want to make sure we know you're there. Fire emojis, clover emojis, any emojis. to get things started, we need a random number to get the shuffles going in our first wheel. And then we are going to move forward and get everything started on our regular wheel. So let me go ahead and share my screen for the first wheel, which is our USAA collab, and then we are going to get started. All right, our first wheel has Donovan, Kyle, Andrew, David, and Mahesh, the 5 on there. Tyler, I appreciate you. We have that down 4 for our shuffles on the first official Waffle tonight. This is the USAA collab with iTL Poke Protocol. We did our rips around USAA. We are going to run this. Let me send some tags to see if they're watching, and then we will get started. We'll give them 2 minutes to come around and get things rolling. For those of you who don't know, if you were to pick the right area that we brought the best pack, you are going to get some free packs into our wonderful King of the Hill. That's right, King of the Hill happening April 5th and 6th, right here on Poke Planet or on ITL, if you're watching on ITL's page, where we are giving away or giving to the top prize winner a Lugia Aquapolis. A Lugia Aquapolis is going out, and an XY promo Pikachu and a Pikachu SIR from Surging Spark. So good luck to all of you. And I hope to see some of the returnees coming back, some of the big names, as we had a really good time last time in this past month, just 2 weeks ago. That was a lot of fun. Getting our last name on the tag list, and then we are going to move right into it right here on ITL. So we are looking to eliminate 2 names. Third place is going to end up being a 1-pack entry, 1 free pack entry into ITL's King of the Hill, April 5th and 6th. Second place is 3 packs entered, and first place is 5 packs entered, all for free. All you had to do was pick which place we were going to rip the highest value pack. And let's get started with this wheel. So as we get started here, if you see your name on there, good luck to you. And congratulations to you picking the military emblems at USAA. They know what it means to serve. A proud affiliate of ITL Poke Protocol. Let's run the wheel and we get down to our 3 names. First wheel going on. This is the wheel for 1 free pack first. We're trying to eliminate down to 3 names for the King of the Hill. Here we go. First name off the board is David Rancor. David Rancor goes off the board, and we're down to our Elite 4 on our first wheel. For those of you just tuning in, this is for the USAA and ITL Poke Protocol collab. This is a warm-up wheel before our first 2 raffles get on to the screen. Andrew Stanton off the board there for the free packs. And now we have Mahesh, Donovan, and Kyle in our 3rd, 2nd, and 1st, all getting free packs. This is for 1 free pack. Whoever is chosen gets 1 free pack into the King of the Hill, and we will jot down the name and get you that free pack entry in onto the queue for ITL's King of the Hill. And it looks like it is Mahesh. Mahesh getting 1 free pack into King of the Hill. So Mahesh was our first winner of the night, getting 1 free pack. Second winner is going to be between Kyle and Donovan, our top 2 here. Let's see who it ends up being. It's going to be really close, but I think that's Donovan. Donovan getting the 3 free packs into King of the Hill, and there's the fearless leader of Poke Planet, Matthew. Matt, we call him Trainer Matt, in the house. What's up, Matt? And the final champion of the first wheel, Kyle Loverit, getting 5 free packs into King of the Hill. Congratulations to y'all. 1 free pack for Mahesh, 3 free packs for Donovan, and 5 free packs for Kyle. Congratulations to you guys for participating in the ITL USAA collab. Congratulations to y'all. You'll get those free Surging electric booster packs, electric breaker, right? Super electric breaker packs. And congratulations to y'all. So excited to see you guys get some fruition from some lucky guesses on the military emblems. And we go to one of our first main events of the night. That is right. Fire round is upon us. We are starting everything in the beginning this time, as we have ITL Bracketology right after this Pokemon episode. So let's roll the video and let's cue it up as we go into our Waffles. All right, fire round is last man standing. We have 2 last man standings today, starting off with our first and foremost wheel of names. The first wheel of names is the Surging Sparks booster box. Surging Sparks booster box. I really wanted to compete for this one. You guys know I love me some Surging Sparks. but it's not going to happen. 30 of y'all are in here. We are going to trim down those names. I see Matt has started to tag the participants in the chat. 27 of y'all hanging out with us watching. Some of you here for iTL Bracketology, which is huge because some of you PokePlanet peeps are going to want to tune in as we pick out which winners for each round. Kenny and I, Kenny Cotterill, my co-host of season number 5, is in here, is going to be choosing out those brackets and helping you guys choose your brackets as you try to get a double slab champion. I see you guys coming in. Kyle, our overall winner, 5 free packs in the King of the Hill. Congratulations to you, my guy. Good to see you. Tyler King in here, ready to go with waffle number 1. Alyssa's in the chat. There we go. Now we have people filing in. Matt already filled out 2 brackets, says he has the winning one, and Kenny and I need to just stop talking. And good luck to everybody. I appreciate that, Matt. We're going to roll into it. We have 4 shuffles on the board, thanks to Tyler. Let's roll with it. 4 shuffles for you guys. Good luck. We'll look at the board, and then we'll get started right away. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. We have it, and let's go down the list to see where you landed. 8, 9, 19 with Alyssa, Tom, and Mahesh. Rachel, David, Rachel, and a Rachel sandwich at the 4, 5, 6. Ricky, Mahesh, Alyssa. Ricky, Mahesh, and a double back-to-back. Rachel, Tyler with back-to-backs. Ricky, David, Ricky, as Ricky gets a sandwich in the middle. Tyler, David, Ricky. Rachel with the back-to-back. Tyler, R. Richard, B. Batista, who is actually live right now. Ricky, Tyler, Mahesh, Ricky, and Alyssa. Good luck to all of you. First round is absolutely going to be fire. Surging Sparks, booster box. You absolutely love to see it. Good luck to everybody. There's Gym Leader Anna making an appearance there. Don't see her name in this one, but we all know she's a fan favorite. And Matt is ready to go. Here we go. Let's trim our 30 down to 25. Good luck to everybody. And I wish you guys the best. As we get into this, let's close down any unnecessary eye candy, and let's roll it. Here we go, 30 to 29 as we start off here in iTL Poke Protocol. Surging Sparks booster box. Who's first off the board? Looks like it's going to be a Tyler King exit. Tyler gave us the number, and he's the first one off the board, Tyler. You still have plenty of spots left. Let's keep it rolling. 29 down to 28 as we continue forward here on iTL Poke Protocol. This one's going to be a Rachel O. Rachel O gets her first name off the board. And we keep rolling 28 down to 27 now as we continue rolling here on iTL Poke Protocol. Again, our King of the Hill is April 5th and 6th. Get in now. Lugia Aquapolis and the XY promo Pikachu, as well as the Surging Sparks Pikachu SI are up for grabs. Alyssa with her first removal on there, guys. Got a comment, get some fire. Clover's in the chat. Let's get you guys some luck on this. 26 down to 25. We're going to hit our first checkpoint right after this name comes off. This looks like it might be a Tom Trong there. And this is going to be, I think, a snipe spot for him. And this one's going to be a GG's. Let's get some GG's for our first person off the wheel for the Surging Sparks booster box. GG's to you. We appreciate you running. I think your first time or maybe your second time on iTL Poke Protocol. Appreciate you being a part of tonight's experience. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Lots of love to everybody who competes tonight. And at number 20, I have a special announcement that I did announce already on PokePlanet, but let's keep it rolling. All right, 25 in. We're going to knock it down to 20 here. Some GGs and fire emojis would be wonderful in the chat. Let's get that rolling. This looks like a David Rancourt coming off the board there. David down a spot here, and we keep rolling here to 23. Good luck to everybody still in. If you still see your name, there's some luck. We're going down to 23 with this spin. And Tyler, this is one for you, my guy. Get your fingers crossed. Get your toes crossed here. I believe you have a few more spots, but the wheel is trimming down. Getting down to 22 spots now on this wheel. Let's see what's on. No, Tyler, no, not back-to-backs. That's not what you want to see. Tyler getting back-to-back spots removed there. Let's get down to 20 on this wheel. Let's see who's going to be out next. This looks like it's going to be close. And Alyssa spot as well. Alyssa gets off the board there. And Alyssa, I think you're still dancing. Let me double check my list here. And Alyssa, no, I don't see you. Oh, nope, you have one more spot. Let's knock one more person. Let's make it fun. And then we will do a checkpoint and announcement. If you're watching iTL Poke Protocol on any other platform, we see almost 30 of y'all watching. Thank you so much for being a part of tonight's episode. David Rancourt coming off the board, one of his spots. We appreciate you so much. Our big episode, King of the Hill, is happening April 5th and 6th. Join us as we're doing Lugia Aquapolis, the Pikachu from Surging Sparks SIR, as well as the XY promo Pikachu in full fashion. You can buy it anytime. Pre-orders have started. Our queue has started to build. And for tonight only, we did make the post. If you buy tonight, the first 3 orders tonight while we're live, will get a Fiestamon medal with your order. And it does look cool. You have a Charizard option, an Umbreon Espeon option, as well as a Mega Altaria trainer option. And so any order tonight of 8 packs or more gets you that Fiestamon medal. So go ahead and check that out and get that today. Checking out everybody here. Seems like Tyler's giving Matt some flack when it comes to his clovers. Alyssa putting the clovers in the chat. Appreciate you, Tyler, as well. Andrew said hello and good night all in one breath. And appreciate you, Andrew. Thanks for joining and coming in tonight. Matt with the GGs. Appreciate the love. 28 of y'all. Let's get some more fire and clover emojis in the chat. Let's trim it down to 15 on our list. Let's push it. 20 people still remain, or 20 spots still remain. It looks like it's about 12 different people. And this one is going to be a Rachel O spot. Rachel coming off with another one there. And we keep rolling here. Let's push it. We're down to 19 spots. We're trying to get down to 15 before we get another checkpoint. Good luck to everybody. This might be another Tyler spot here. And Tyler just getting picked on by this wheel tonight. Down to 18 spots, and we keep rolling. 17 is the number that we're reaching for. This is for the Surging Sparks booster box. Richard Bautista snipe spot is gone. Tell that man live that he is off the wheel. Down to 16 on this wheel spin. Good luck to everybody. Appreciate you, Tyler. Appreciate you, Rachel. There's a Mahesh sighting. Off the board there with one of his spots. Mahesh still rolling with a few spots there. Down to 15, and we're going to do a count check real quick before we roll it again. This one looks like it's going to be a Ricky spot. Ricky coming off with one of his spots. Ricky's still looking pretty whole before that pick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So I'm one off. Let's spin it one more time. We'll get down to 15. This is for the Surging Sparks booster box. Good luck to everybody. Rachel O gets another one off the board. And Rachel has, I believe, 2 spots left on tonight's wheel. 15 spots remain for this first Waffle. Congrats to everybody who sees their name still. Again, if you haven't put a Koth order in yet, you want to do it tonight. First 3 orders are going to get Fiestamon medals. We did post a picture of it on the PokePlanet page. And if you're watching and you're not part of PokePlanet, join it today. Go to Facebook, search PokePlanet, all one word. That gives you a chance to join it tonight and see those medals. They're really pretty. I actually have one right here. Here is that Fiestamon medal. There is the Charizard. You may not know this, but in San Antonio, there's a giant cowboy boot on there. And we celebrate Fiesta here in San Antonio because we have different cultures that are celebrated in San Antonio. Our Mexican heritage down here, we're celebrating Fiestamon with different symbols. So the cowboy boot is actually a symbolic thing at one of our malls here. And so Charizard's chilling outside of that. The Umbreon Espeon is on our Ghost Bridge, and I'll show that in a bit. And the Mega Altaria and the Trainer are hanging out downtown at one of our old mills. So a lot of cool stuff at the Alamo. Let's push it. Let's go down to 10. Good luck to everybody, and let's roll. 15 down to 14 here on iTL Poke Protocol for the Surging Sparks booster box. And Ricky Gonzalez loses another one here on the wheel, but don't worry, he is still hanging out there with 3 different spots. And we continue pushing. I think, Ricky, you have more than 3 spots. You have, I think, 4 or 5 spots. You're rolling really well. Alyssa comes off the board with this one. And Alyssa, GG's to Alyssa with this removal. Alyssa comes off the board at unlucky number 13. Alyssa, let's get some GG's in the chat for Alyssa on this first Waffle. GG for you. And thank you so much for always being a part of ITL Poke Protocol experience. We appreciate you. Rachel coming off with that one. And Rachel still hanging out down to her final spot here. And we move down to 11. Good luck to everyone on this spin. And don't worry, if you're in for Waffle number 2, it's a Paradox Rift double ETB. Hang around. We're going to get to you next. There's a Mahesh loss right there. Mahesh down to his final 3 spots. 1, 2, 3 spots for Mahesh. And we got one more, I believe. 3, 6, 9, and 11. Let's push it in. One more before we get to our top 10. Good luck to everybody. And that will be Ricky Gonzalez. Ricky Gonzalez on that one. Ricky, you're down to your final 4 spots now. 4 there for you. And our top 10 is revealed. Mahesh with 3 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ricky with 4 spots. We have Tyler in there, David in there, Rachel in there, all trying to vie for that number 1 spot to get the Surging Sparks booster box. Here we go. We're going to get to our final 5 right here on ITL Poke Protocol. If you have not already seen the tournament challenge, we are doing ITL Bracketology right after our 2 Waffles. that will let you see how to pick your college basketball teams. The top 2 and most accurate brackets will have a chance to win $100 or 2 slabs that will have the same type of value for you PokePlanet peeps. So if you want to stay tuned to that, that's wonderful. Erica and Richard Bautista are both live, so I understand if you want to go and check out and rip some. I will be doing that after our show is over as well, but we are going to stay on here and do our ITL bracketology as well after our 2 waffles. So let's get to our final 5. Good luck to everybody. Let's roll. 10 moving down to 9. And for some of you saying why you keep talking about basketball, it is March Madness season. It is it. And this is a Rachel spot. Rachel, you're just talking about your luck in the comments. I am so sorry. GG's for Rachel in the chat, please. There goes her final spot. And this is looking like a Goliath versus Goliath matchup as we roll down to 8 spots on this wheel. Last man standing for the Surging Sparks booster box. You wouldn't believe it if I said it again. Tyler off the board. Another 1 spot off the board. And it's very Ricky Mahesh right now with a little David mixed in there. A lot of Mahesh and a lot of Ricky. Pretty crazy stuff. GG's to Rachel there. GG's from Alyssa. And I appreciate the love. 28 of y'all hanging out. Let's do it. I would be absolutely wild if David was out here. It would blow my mind. This is Mahesh, though, coming off with one of his spots. Mahesh down to 3 spots now on this wheel, and we're going to keep rolling here. We have 1, 2, 3, 6, 7 on here spots. So we have 2 more coming off the board before we analyze the final 5. This is a Ricky spot. This is Ricky going down from 4 to 3. And David remains. David remains. We keep rolling here, though. 6 moving down to our final 5. Good luck to everybody still rolling. Passing the David mark. He's safe. Ricky comes out with his. So that gives Mahesh with 2 spots in the final 5. Ricky with 2 spots in the final 5. And David Rancourt in the final 5. Congratulations to the 5 of you. Really awesome stuff right here. Appreciate you guys joining ITL Poke Protocol. Again, we have a lot of promotions going, a lot of stuff moving for ITL Poke Protocol. You can get a free Fiesta medal, a Fiestamon medal, Charizard, Umbreon, Espeon if you put in a King of the Hill order for April 5th and 6th tonight while we're live. And you can join our ITL bracketology for a chance at $100 and or 2 slabs of equal value. So very excited. Let's roll into our Elite Four. Good luck to everybody still dancing. Let's roll it. Tonight brought to you by PokePlanet. If you're not watching on PokePlanet, you're not doing it right. PokePlanet, one word on Facebook today, our community of choice. Ricky Gonzalez off now, and Ricky down to his final spot. What a comeback there for Mahesh and David, as Ricky was, I think, the favorite for a while here with 4 spots. And this is going to be Mahesh. We are down to a 3-way race on last man standing for the Surging Sparks booster box. It is an equal race, 33% chance apiece. Good luck to each of you as we have our tremendous trio moving to our top 2. Good luck to all 3 of you. Let's roll it and see who our finalists are going to be. Ricky, Mahesh, or David. Who's coming out on top on this wheel? It's passing David. David survives, and Ricky is out in the 3rd place spot. This is now going to be a Mahesh versus David wheel here on ITL Poke Protocol for the Surging Sparks booster box. Good luck to both of you, and may the odds ever be in your favor. The final 2, the top 2. Here we go. I'm seeing some people picking sides here. Go Mahesh from Tyler King. Let's roll it. Brown Wick versus David Rancourt. Push it. And this is going to be David Rancourt, who survived on a 1 spot for a long time, coming off the board. Mahesh, Brownwick, Cherry, and taking the wheel for Surging Sparks booster box here on Waffle number 1 for ITL Poke Protocol. Congratulations to you, Mahesh, as we're going to switch gears to Waffle number 2. Congratulations, and so awesome. Yeah, Tyler's saying baller. He did his work today, too, and he earned it. He actually earned it. He was doing fraud analysis on some things and some cards, so congratulations to you, Mahesh. I'm sure you're floating around here somewhere. 30 of you watching across 5, 6 different platforms. Appreciate you joining tonight. If it's your first time watching, PokePlanet is our group and community of choice on Facebook. Type in PokePlanet, one word, and join our community today. All right, we're going to jump it up. Waffle number 2 is happening. We're going to start tagging some peeps. Let's get the list of names. Alyssa, you're in this one as well. I see you're still here. We have Ricky David also in here. Matt getting involved. I believe that is it on this one. I think we had a lot of multiple spots on this one. So all of you still in here. Matt, who won the Sparks? That was Mahesh Brownwick Cherry, and won the Sparks booster box, and fought off David Rancourt and Ricky Gonzalez at the end. And just like that, we are going to waffle number 2. Congratulations to everybody who is on this wheel, who got a chance to compete. This is for the Paradox Rift double ETB waffle number 2. Let's say you're not going to watch in order to win. I get that. Matt saying congrats, bro. That's love. That's love. Pokeplan is just the place to be. You guys have such a great sportsmanship and love across the community. A couple of announcements before we spin this wheel, and I know you guys are just ready for me to spin it. You're probably tired of hearing all the different announcements, but I get it. I have to do my job. If I wasn't doing it right, then I wouldn't be ITL. But we have multiple things going on. If you're part of King of the Hill, or you're going to be, then of course you can join King of the Hill tonight. Any 8-pack plus order tonight will get you a free Fiestamon medal. We have Umbreon Espeon combo medal on the Ghost Bridge. We have the Charizard and Cowboy Boots on Fiestamon medal, and we have the Mega Altaria trainer medal. There's another congrats to Mahesh. If you want any of those by tonight, but while we're live, if we are done being live, we are going to see how many orders we have. We only have one. We'll do it again, and we'll keep doing it until you get buys. The queue has already started. April 5th and 6th is the King of the Hill Lugia Aquapolis Pikachu Surging Sparks SIR from Surging Sparks, and then the XY Pikachu promo. Waffle number 2 is happening. Paradox Rift ETB, double ETB here. Good luck to everybody. And thank you to our generous hosts. This one's Adrian Luna. Thank you guys so much for donating your items into this and having everybody buy in for a chance to upgrade their inventory. Let's roll it here on ITL Poke Protocol. I'm good to go. Let's get a number in the chat so we can do our shuffles for waffle number 2. Please put a number in there. And as you put that number in there and we do our shuffles, don't forget you can join us right after this final waffle for ITL Bracketology. Kenny Cotterell, the co-host from season 5 of ITL, is joining us as we break down the college brackets. And you guys have a chance to win 2 slabs or $100. 2 winners for the ESPN Tournament Challenge tonight or this year. And you have a chance to compete against Kenny and I in our ITL bracket that we're going to fill out tonight. So please come out and have a good time with us. We do need a number in the comments. Any of you competing tonight, we need a number that allows us to shuffle the names, and then we'll get started with waffle number 2. And good luck to everybody competing on the second waffle for the Paradox Rift double ETB. Let me tag Adrian in the comments so he knows that we are doing his right now. And we will get things started in just a moment. Need one number at all, any number, 1 through 20. Allow us to shuffle these names and get things started. Matt saying good luck to everybody. Gotta love the sportsmanship. All right, we have our number officially. 9 shuffles is where it's going to be. 4 on the first one, 9 on this one. Matt's ready to go. Let's do it. Let's do our shuffles here. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Paradox Rift double ETB waffle number 2, the final wheel for tonight before we go to ITL Bracketology. Good luck to everybody. We're going to move from 20 to 15. Let's do it. Here we go. Going from 20 to 19. First one off the board is Ricky. Ricky Gonzalez coming off the board with that first. I'm sure Ricky's tired of hearing his name, but we're going to keep moving here. 19 to 18. Passes right by Ricky, and that's a David Rancourt, our finalist from the last one, competing for the early exit. 18 down to 17, and early on waffle number 2, this is for the double Paradox Rift ETB set. David with back-to-backs, and he's feeling a little bit like this.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad!
And we keep going here. 17 down to 16. Let's roll it. And Rachel with an early exit. Dancing with, I believe, at least one more on this list. We'll double check it in just a moment. And we go down to 15 and the first checkpoint here on ITL Poke Protocol. Paradox Rift double ETB is what we're rolling. Ricky Gonzalez getting his name called again here. 2 of the first 5. And we look at the names here. Matt still whole. Ricky with the double back-to-back at the top. Alyssa on here a few times. Has 4 entries on there. David Rancourt on there 3 times. So we have definitely some repeats on here. And we're going to roll down to 10. We'll do some grid analysis at the 10 mark. Good luck to everybody competing here on ITL Poke Protocol. This looks like it's Matt's first hit here on this wheel. Matt looking for a win on ITL. It's been a while since Matt's won on ITL, so definitely looking for a good win here on ITL. And Alyssa may have stopped watching. She's going to come back. I know it. Matt with double back-to-back, and Matt's not liking that. He's getting a little pissed off at that one right there. But, of course, Matt, we'll come right back and see if your name can make it towards the end, my guy. You seem to be always one of those finalists that are rolling in there. This is going to be very close, but it looks like that's a David. David now down to his final 2 spots on this wheel. And we keep rolling here on ITL Poke Protocol for the Paradox Rift Double ETB Waffle number 2. We appreciate you guys. Filled this one within an hour. It was a great, quick wheel. And David down to his final spot on this wheel. And we're moving quick here. We have 3, 6, 9, 11 here. Now 11 here. We're going to do one more, and then we'll look at the top 10. Matt gets another one off, and Matt's down to his final spot. David and Matt down to their final spots in this wheel top 10. Having our names there, Alyssa with 4 entries in the top 10. Ricky with 3. David, Matt, Rachel, all with the 1 spots in the top 10. Good luck to everybody. But as we know, when you're on this wheel with multiple entries,
as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.
That's right. We have all been there on these waffles. We always feel like the more we do these, the more money just keeps draining. But let's see what happens here. Let's get to our final 5. Let's roll it. Matt. Let's get some GGs in the chat for Matt. Matt had an up and down day. Matt, I appreciate you as always running in these waffles and on this wheel. Appreciate you. GG's for Matt in the chat. And let's keep it rolling here as it's heavy Ricky, Alyssa with 2 1-spotters in there. Who is next off this board? And Alyssa comes off the board, matching Ricky's 3. Alyssa 3, Ricky 3, David and Rachel. We're moving down to 7. I know, Matt. I'm sorry, my guy. Alyssa with back-to-back spots there. Don't tell me she started watching again. She must have started watching again. We are now at the 7 mark here. Let's keep it rolling. This is going to be mighty close. David, 2 great runs on these wheels. Congratulations to you. Appreciate you as always being a part of ITL Poke Protocol. Get those King of the Hill entries in. And appreciate you as always. We're going to the final 5 on this spin. Ricky, Alyssa, Rachel, who will be on this board. And it looks like Alyssa will be down to her final spot. 3 out of the 5, and that was Alyssa. Alyssa absolutely kicking herself as she was probably just trying to peek to see where we were at. Ricky with 3 spots here in the final 5. Alyssa and Rachel also in these with their final spot. Good luck to everybody. We're going to move to our Elite 4. Don't forget, if you're looking for a double slab win or maybe just $100 to help you with some more of these waffle entries, ITL Bracketology is right after this commercial break. And you're going to check out some of Kenny and I's awesome analysis as he is the college basketball expert as we are the Pokemon experts. Let's move it on. Going from the final 5 to the Elite 4, who is staying on? There is a Ricky spot lost there, and Ricky gets chopped down from 3 to 2. And we have a 2v1v1 now situation as Ricky has 2 spots, Rachel with 1, Alyssa with 1. We're going to go from the Elite 4 to the Terrific 3. Let's do it. This is absolutely going to be a Ricky spot as the next one is Ricky, and it won't get there. So we have a 3-way tie again, just like the first wheel. Ricky, Alyssa, Rachel, all vying for that number 1 spot and the double Paradox Rift ETB winner. Let's roll it now. Let's do it. Who is going to be in our top 2 and rolling for this raffle? And Ricky with the surprising exit back to back right here. It's Alyssa, Rachel to end off this waffle. GG's to Ricky on that run, as he was a heavy favorite going into the final 6. And we have Alyssa and Rachel coming out here in our top 2. Congrats to both of you ladies. Let's see who comes out the winner. Good luck and good spinning. Top 2 moving down to our winner. Who is it going to be? GG's for Ricky in the chat. And Rachel O comes off the board in a top 2 finish. Alyssa gets the win. The Paradox Rift double ETB winner is Alyssa in this waffle. Congratulations to you. Another huge win for you in ITL Poke Protocol. And we are just rolling right now in all of the glory. Alyssa, congratulations to you. We appreciate you being a part of tonight's episode. ITL Poke Protocol in full effect. Congratulations to not only Alyssa, but also Kyle, who won the 5 free packs King of the Hill, as well as Mahesh, who won the first waffle and the Surging Sparks booster box. Great job to all of you. We are going right into ITL Bracketology. If you're not into college basketball, completely get it. But if you're trying to get some extra knowledge on which teams are moving forward, stay tuned. If not, we're going straight to sports. Richard Bautista and Erica going live right now. They are going strong. So go check out their streams and buy some of them Poke products. I will be joining you right after we're off with our ITL brackets. Did you know BCMG is one of our proud sponsors of ITL? We have wonderful streamers, content creators, and podcasts that go live consistently. If you want to check out some of those streamers that still go live, part of the BCMG network, let's showcase them. And then we're going to go right into ITL Bracketology after we show you guys that quick commercial break. Again, we appreciate all of you for joining us on ITL Poke Protocol. Don't forget to join some of our amazing options here. And we appreciate everybody competing. I see some comments rolling through. Alyssa, that's the trick. You don't watch and you get a chance to win. Congratulations to you, and congratulations to you and your family. I know you guys like to compete together, so we appreciate you for joining again. And we'll roll right into ITL after this quick segue. All right, Kenny Cotterell now on the show. Kenny on the main stage. How's it going, my guy?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to be here. It's been a long time since I've been on ITL. I've been a little bit busy on my end, but super excited. It's college basketball season, buddy.
It absolutely is, and it's always fun to see you, Kenny. I know you and I have been doing this for a long time. ITL Bracketology going crazy. Brian already calling UA twinning it all. I don't even know why we're doing analysis at this point. He's pretty much got the winner. If you guys don't know it, Kenny Cotterell is a very awesome Duke fan, as you can see the jersey on the wall. So you can see and the sweatshirt. So I'm a Texas fan. Kenny's a Duke fan. Texas up by 10 right now in the second half. Those of you watching for Poke Planet or from any of our other streaming platforms, you know that ITL Bracketology goes big this time of year. I have my own way of doing analysis. I have 10 variables that I look at for each team as we roll through these. And Kenny has his version of going through things. We are doing ITL Bracketology now. We have a $100 prize or a double slab victory for anybody who wins, the top 2 winners. If you're not a Pokemon fan, we probably just doubled 100. But we are excited that you guys are doing that. Let me go ahead and put in our comments the actual group where you can actually come and join us and be a part of the challenge, right? And
Yes.
So Kenny and I, we have differing views. The way we've handled in the past, Kenny, is that if we differ on a match, we go back and forth, right? I pick one, you pick one, I pick one, you pick one. And we usually do that. So hopefully you guys can beat us and give us a run for our money. We are putting it in the comments of our video. And you can go ahead and join, copy and paste that link and join our tournament challenge. If you have one of the top 2 most accurate brackets of all that group, which I think there's only about 20 something people join, you can win $100 or win a double Pokemon slab, depending on whether you finish first or second and what's left on the table. So good luck to all of you. Kenny, let's go right into our bracket and let's start things off. Let's create a bracket and let's do you care what we name it? You just want to
No,
you
pick the name of it. I'm sure that it'll be some Texas related name for it, like Longhorns Forever or something crazy. So Yeah, you name it.
Oh, Brian says I wouldn't like his bracket for UT. I wouldn't doubt that. UT definitely doesn't have very many fans, but okay, Kenny. All right, we'll do it your way. If you are not an expert, like let's say you want to do this, you're part of the Poke Planet community, or you're part of any of the other communities that ITL has kind of started to share and be a part of with different expos, right? There's an option for you. You can just take a chance that maybe, just maybe, ESPN knows what they're talking about. And there's this cool little option down here that says quick bracket. And you can choose that option for you. It's at the bottom of this page. And that'll fill out a whole bracket for you and give you a chance just into the challenge. So if that's something you want to do, you absolutely could do that. And so good luck to you if you do. But if not, Kenny and I are going to do some analysis. So Kenny, I don't think we differ on here. Auburn, #1 overall against Alabama State. I don't have any sort of crazy upset, but Auburn, obviously the pick here to go with. Any objections from you?
Not at all. They lost 3 of 4 coming in, but that doesn't matter. They're playing Alabama State, not Alabama, so they're good.
Yeah. Although, I would love to see a 16-1 upset. That's not the game I would pick. So we move on to the 8-9 matchup in the Southern region. Louisville 27-7. Very competitive Louisville team this year, very up and down. Creighton, the 9 seed there, 24-10. Creighton had a roller coaster year, faced some injuries. Kenny, what are your thoughts early on this close matchup?
Yeah, I mean, Louisville was AP poll 13 at the end of the regular season. Look, they probably shouldn't be an 8 seed. A lot of people thought that they should be closer to a 6 or a 7, even as high as a 5. So I think Louisville has a little bit of an edge here, but Creighton's got the experience on their side. So I actually have Creighton in my bracket. I think that they play almost exactly the same as Louisville, but I think Creighton's got the best player in the game, and I think they have the better coach in McDermott. So I like Creighton.
I am with you as well. I initially had Louisville in my bracket, and I think I still might in that initial bracket. But now that I've done a little research on Creighton and some of the runs they've made as of late, I like Creighton in this matchup. So we're not going to split yet. I'm not going to waste my pick yet on the tiebreaker, and I have to play the strategic when it comes to Texas. So Auburn-Creighton moves on in the first round here in the Southern region, and we go Michigan and UC San Diego, and I'm going to check with you, Kenny. Do you have upset alert here?
I don't. A lot of people do. This is a trendy upset, but Michigan's got 2 7-footers, and the tallest guy on the San Diego roster is 6'8". So I just think the size is going to be a problem, even with Michigan's turnover problems. I think that they pull it out, and they just won the Big Ten tournament too.
Yeah, I am not down on Michigan in this matchup either. I thought for sure we were going to differ here and you were going to go upset pick. So Michigan keeps rolling and no drama yet here on ITL Bracketology. Although we might have some here. Texas A&M, Yale on this. This is my first upset pick. I have a 13-4 upset on this. I think Yale is very talented, can outshoot the Aggies. And if you look at the Aggies as of late, they've struggled. They lost against Texas. They had some late struggles in the year when it came to the SEC matchups. They have not looked in rhythm, and everything is about momentum at this time of the year, and their roster doesn't scream deep run. I'm going to go Yale here. I don't think the stats cover the roster on this team, so I'm going Yale early on this one, Kenny. What about you?
I mean, I'm a betting guy. I love Yale to cover this game at 7.5, but I still like A&M. They do have the best player in this game in Wade Taylor. I know a lot of people like Yale in this one, but I just think A&M, look, they're a way more experienced team, and I don't know. I just think that A&M's got a good chance at winning this game, but Yale will definitely keep it close. So I know you'll probably use the veto power here. I don't really care about that, but I think A&M figures out a way to scrap and claw to win this game.
Actually, I'm going to give you the first tiebreaker, Kenny. So Texas A&M advances, which means I get the next one. So you can't say anything. I'm going to save that one for Texas for sure. All right. So Ole Miss, North Carolina is the next one here in the South. A 6-11 matchup, both very familiar records and both a very storyline UNC team. One quad win gets into the tournament. Lots of speculation that it was kind of spoon-fed in, and then they just dominate their first 4 game. I am not a believer, though. I think Ole Miss rolls in this game. I don't know if it's going to be like a 20-point win, but I do think they win handedly. It might even be a double-digit win for me. I think Ole Miss is a very good team and can run somewhat of the table. I am picking Ole Miss in this game just for seniority's sakes, as the team does have a lot more games played together than UNC does. Kenny?
I mean, I'm a Duke fan. I'm certainly not going to fight you on North Carolina here. No, it's this. This would be a quad 1 win for them, and they've had one of those the entire season. So
Right.
they also shot 14 of 24 from downtown. They're 58% in their opener. If they do that again against Ole Miss, then I'd be really shocked. And I just think Ole Miss they've got a huge advantage here for me, especially in the size department. So give me Ole Miss.
Nothing crazy in this bracket besides Creighton pulling a small upset.
We look like really big bracketologists here. Our biggest is a 9 so far.
We do. And it's not going to happen here for me either. Iowa State rolls. I really love Iowa State. The Cyclones have been one of my favorite picks all year. One of my early picks to win the whole thing back in December. And I really do like the team put together. They are going to be hurting from injuries running into this tournament. I don't know how deep they can go depending on who steps up and fills the star role for them. But for me, Kenny, I think the defense of the Cyclones and the athleticism takes them at least to the second weekend, deep into the second weekend. I think it's going to be a tough out for any team. Iowa State rolls in this game. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to win this game against Lipscomb. I mean, that's not some grand statement. They're minus 14.5 in this game, but
barely.
Look, Gilbert's hurt, but I still think that they're going to have enough in this game. It's not this one that I'm worried about, but down the road, Lipscomb can score, so I think that they could cover that spread. It's a little steep.
All right, we're moving to the final 2 matchups here in the first round. If you're watching here, ITL Bracketology, the winning tournament challenge is $100 or 2 free slabs. Winners of first and second place, most accurate brackets will be winning that. Good luck to everybody. The link is in the comments. And if you don't see that link, comment. I don't see it, and I'll put it there again. Marquette, New Mexico. Marquette 23-10. New Mexico 26-7. And I wonder if we're going to differ on this one, Kenny. So you go ahead and go first.
I said this on my show yesterday. I might be the worst picker of Marquette games all year, and I picked them to win this game. So do with that information what you will. I mean, I still think, look, New Mexico is going to want to get out and run. They have one of the fastest paces in the entire country. Could be a problem for Marquette. I'd take New Mexico to cover, but I still think Marquette advances.
So I am going to use my tiebreaker veto power here. I like New Mexico to win this game. So New Mexico, my 10 upset for the brackets. Moving on. I know that's not going to be a sexy pick by no means, but I do like New Mexico's length. I do like them to match up well defensively against Marquette. Marquette's too streaky for me, although they come from a better conference. I'm still going to roll New Mexico in this game, and I'm going to use my veto powers there, and that means Kenny has the next veto power, which scares the shit out of me. And so we move on next. Michigan State, Bryant. Are we calling anything crazy there?
No, but I mean, I think Michigan State's the most vulnerable 2 seed in this entire tournament because they don't shoot it very well. I'm not worried about Bryant. Bryant, actually, they'll have more size than Michigan State, so I think, again, they're a team that could potentially cover you. That's maybe that 2 seed where you're like, ooh, at halftime, it's like a tie game, and then Michigan State goes and wins by 12. But I still think you got to take the 2 seed there. You can't break your bracket just trying to find a 15.
I completely agree. I think Michigan State advances. I'm not worried. Now hear me out on this one. Hear me out. I'm just kidding.
No.
Duke all the way on this. If you don't pick Duke, you're crazy. You're probably a 10 mount.
I'm shocked that you didn't make me burn my veto power on that.
I should have. I should have gone early on that. But Kenny, I will tell you this. Doesn't it seem like every year we see Baylor play Duke in the tournament? Like every year they play.
Well, you know why they set this potential matchup too is that Jeremy Roach from Duke, he left and ended up going to Baylor. So I think they're hoping for that matchup. But I like Mississippi State in that game. I think Josh Hubbard is really good. I think what Baylor tries to do is they have one big who gets a ton of double-doubles. I think he has like over 80 in his career. But Mississippi State can match him size-wise. And so I think that's going to cause some problems for Baylor. I know they have Edgecombe, and people are going to point to that. Like, remember a number of years ago when it was like, oh, Trae Young got into the tournament. Like, you have to bet Oklahoma because it's Trae Young, and then they lost. I think this is kind of like Baylor this year. So I like Mississippi State.
So I picked Baylor in this game for other reasons of the fact that I believe in storylines. It has nothing to do factual evidence of any sorts, but I do believe the Duke-Baylor game is wanted, and officials will lean that way with calls. And if you get calls in the NCAA tournament, you win. Are you vetoing this and putting Mississippi State through?
I don't want to burn it there, so no, you can have Baylor.
Baylor goes through, and we have a rematch there, Duke-Baylor and some Roach problems. But we move on, Oregon-Liberty, in a game that I feel is going to be absolutely worth watching. Liberty every year has a high-scoring game, and if this is the game, Oregon's going to have to keep up. And I don't know if they have the firepower for it. I love Liberty, and usually in the smaller conferences, you worry about offensive production because the defense has just stepped up with the elite play. But this Liberty team is actually really good. Top 30 in the nation when it comes to offensive efficiency, and top 50 in the nation when it comes to defensive efficiency. You think that sounds crazy, but not a lot of teams have it. And I like the overall structure and the seniority on the team. And I actually am picking Liberty to win this game, Kenny. So I like this matchup for them against Oregon. And you're probably not going to agree with me, but I'm going to let you take the tiebreaker.
No, Liberty's actually one of my favorite upsets in the opening round. I mean,
awesome.
Look, the big reason why Oregon's getting this major push is because it's like, oh my God, they went and won like 9 of their last 10 to end the season. You start going through that schedule and you're beating Washington and USC and Rutgers and Northwestern and Iowa, and you're like, really? That's supposed to inspire me that they're going to win this game. And so Liberty is one of my favorite bets, plus 6.5. I'm going to bet them the money line as well. I just think there's nothing about Oregon that screams that they should win this game. They're not top 100 in offensive or defensive efficiency. They're kind of just a run-of-the-mill Big Ten team that somehow got a 5 seed. So give me Liberty.
I can't believe we agree on that, Kenny. We've spent too much time away from each other. We're starting to think like one another. Arizona Akron is next. Arizona, one of my favorite teams in the tournament overall. I believe they can go 10 deep on this roster, and they're just super athletic. Akron, a really good team, has made this run really, really fun. I'll let you start on this one since I did the last upset, Kenny. How do you like this matchup?
I mean, the problem, what's crazy is when you start breaking down the numbers, they're actually so similar because they're really great on offense. They don't play great defense. But I mean, one team played in the in a much better conference in the Big 12. And look, I'm rooting for the Zips. I mean, they're a team that we may get worried about Arizona. And I like Akron. I would pick them in a bracket strictly because I think that's one that wins you your bracket is people see Arizona and they go, oh my God, they got to get to the Elite 8 or they got to get to the Sweet 16. Akron hits almost 11 threes per game. And Arizona doesn't make threes. So it's one of those, like, you start out the game, Akron hits 4 for 5 from 3, and you start to pucker up a little bit thinking, can they pull this off? So I like Akron, but I'm also not going to waste my veto on it. So if you're going Arizona, then they're advancing.
Yeah, I mentioned this on a couple of different shows, but Akron hitting 6 threes in the first half is danger time for Arizona. You have to be hitting to match that firepower. And I think you can do it with your athleticism and stay in the game. But don't be surprised if Akron's up double digits at one point, if they're really hitting. That's not crazy. They're just not going to do it the entire game. They're not that team. They're going to be very streaky. It's like the Rockets Warriors thing, right? They got a puncher's chance, but they're not that team. I get it, Kenny. You just need to say it out loud. I am going Arizona with this pick, though, right? We are going Zona for the gram.
Hey, nothing would make me happier than if Caleb Love lost in the first round because I can't stand that guy. But if they don't put him out, we'll just let Duke put him out in the Sweet 16.
There you go. There you have it right there. BYU, VCU in a 6-11 matchup. Kenny, I'll let you do the analysis on these two teams.
Look, I love VCU. They're one of the best defensive teams in this entire tournament. And the way to beat BYU is you limit their three-point shooting. That's why they ran through the Big 12 when they weren't playing the team named Houston, because Houston just smothered them defensively. And I think they could have that same problem here with VCU. And look, you're talking about a 6 seed that's only minus 2.5. They're not inspired at all that BYU is going to go on and win this game. VCU ran through the A10. I think they're going to run through this BYU team. So give me the 11 to advance.
Yeah, I completely agree. BYU is the shooter's touch here. VCU, though, always comes out with some sort of run, though, in these tournaments, and they are tournament ready. Coaching staff is experienced, one of the most experienced coaching staffs in the dance. They're top 10. I do like the junior, senior levels of VCU, and I do think experience matters when it comes to the tournament. BYU is just going to be more talented, so I'm going to take BYU in this as well. In our tournament here, our official ITL tournament, our perfect bracket that Kenny and I are putting together. For all of you there that are following. But I wouldn't be probably single betting on this game whatsoever. This is going to be a a watch to remember type of game, and hopefully it comes down to the very end. As for the next one, Wisconsin, Montana, do you have any sort of upset alert here? Me neither. I'm going to put Bama through as well. Vandy, St. Mary's.
I take the SEC team here. I don't like how St. Mary's played down the stretch, and people really fall in love with the West Coast Conference all the time with St. Mary's, and they think this is such a trendy team. And I don't know. I think Vandy, they're well coached, and people are going to be a bit surprised by that. And I want to see Vandy Bama in the second round.
That's going to be a wonderful matchup. We are at the halfway point of round number 1. Let's segue into our next region. Florida advances in our bracket, so no questions there. And we go to UConn, Oklahoma in this game. And personally, I have not been really awe-inspired by Oklahoma, although SEC play is, amazing. 14 teams in this tournament is wild. But I've seen Oklahoma up and down, up close and personal as I follow Texas. I'm not too impressed with that squad as much as others might be. I am going to take UConn in this game to win it. I think UConn matches up well. I like the play on the front court from UConn more. And Oklahoma just doesn't move the needle for me. I think they'll die out towards the second half. Give me an 8-point win for UConn. Kenny?
I mean, the problem that I'm struggling with this game is I feel like UConn could win this game by 20, and then I feel like they could also just never be in this game because they've been so inconsistent. And I'd take UConn in the bracket because they're probably the better equipped to take down a team like Florida. I don't think they'll ultimately do it, but that will be a thing that you see in your brackets. A lot of people will be like, well, UConn just won the last 2 national titles, and so Hurley, he'll be able to go in. They also still lack, there's a reason why they're an 8. So I'll take UConn in this game.
If I wasn't biased on UConn, you already know why. But Memphis, Colorado State is next up on the docket there. Memphis, absolutely wonderful team. I was really upset to see these two teams matched up because probably Colorado State was playing anybody else. I'd probably be picking them for upset. But Memphis is just really good, really fast, really athletic, and a strong powerhouse when it comes to the defensive side of the ball. I'm taking Memphis in this game. No upset for me.
I mean, the 12 is favored. And the reason why is because Tyrese Hunter, we don't know if he's going to play. So
I just don't think there's enough there. I mean,
I will back Memphis here because I actually do hope that they win this game. Because if they don't, if you win the AAC regular season and then the conference tournament, and then you crash out in the first round, like Penny Hardaway haters are going to be coming out of the woodwork trying to get them fired. So I hope that they win this game. But Colorado State, one of the hottest teams in the country, they rolled through that Mountain West tournament. So I'll roll with you with Memphis. But if Hunter doesn't go, then I don't know what I'll do.
Feel like you're saving the veto for the Texas game at this point, but we're going to get there. Nope. Maryland, Grand Canyon. Any thoughts on Grand Canyon making a run as that whole team returns from last year?
I want to, but Maryland has one of the best starting 5s in all of college. I think their starting 5 averages almost 70 points per game. Look, if you get them into foul trouble, Maryland is definitely vulnerable, but I can't back Grand Canyon. I didn't love them in their conference tournament, and I don't really love them in this matchup.
Have to agree. Although Grand Canyon, I'll be rooting for them. They're not going to be a betting pick for me. Missouri Drake next up. Drake, one of the most winningest teams in college basketball history with this group, this student class. How do you like Drake's matchup against Mizzou?
Drake's got the best player in this game in Bennett Sturtz. Mizzou led by former Duke Blue Devil Mark Mitchell. I like Drake. I think they're going to muddy it up. I think that it's going to be they're one of the slowest paced teams in the entire country. But Missouri, they were a wagon at home. Now you're going to play on a neutral court. I just haven't seen them do it enough away from home. So I like Drake as the 11.
I like Drake as well in this matchup. I like to see teams who win 30 games go a couple of rounds. Just shows the tenacity of the team. I was a big fan of the Zags when they were making those 30-game winning seasons. So hopefully Drake can show why they belong and get a couple on the board there. Drake, our first, another big upset for us here, but our first one of the region. Texas Tech, any issues going Texas Tech next?
Not at all. I love the Red Raiders.
Any worries about St. John's against Omaha?
I I think Omaha's going to cover, but St. John's will win.
Yeah, not worried about that team either. Kansas, Arkansas, another great game here. I actually roll SEC in this matchup personally. I think Kansas has been on the decline most of the year. I do like the matchup better for Kansas, but I think the SEC team here in Arkansas is better overall. So I'm going to take Arkansas to win this game. You, Kenny.
I will say this is the best part of the entire first round bracket is Patino facing either Bill Self or Calipari. If we get Patino Calipari, that's must watch TV and cancel your plans. But I'm gonna back Kansas here, and I'm gonna veto you on it.
There we go.
Everyone's counting out Kansas because Arkansas is getting Boogie Flan back, but Calipari still has tournament issues, and he's going to get out coached in this game. And I know that Kansas has not been great this year, but Bill Self crashing out in the first round doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right at all to me. So I'm just going to take Kansas and live with it. So give me the Jayhawks.
There we go. Kansas gets the veto from Kenny. Kenny's used 2 veto powers on this bracket. I've used 1. Powers back in my hands. I'm moving Tennessee and Houston forward in this region unless you have any issues with that, Kenny.
No.
Wonderful. And we move forward Kentucky. Any issues with Kentucky moving forward?
No, but they got injury problems. It won't
okay, let's cover it. Zags, Georgia. Zags, always love talking Zag basketball. Zags, definitely a favorite coming from their conference all over again. Georgia making a run as of late and have looked pretty good. Kenny, do you have any issues with moving the Zags forward here?
I don't have any issues with it because I just think that's a bad matchup for Georgia. Like, you're facing a team that rebounds well and plays fast. They don't want either of those things.
I agree. And I think the Houston Zags matchup is absolutely where the tournament is wanting. Another rematch there between those two programs.
Zags shouldn't be an 8. That's another one of those, like, it felt like the committee took the entire weekend off and just decided, well, so what? You won your conference tournament. You're still an 8. And it's like, they should be a 6. Easy.
Completely agree. Let's move Clemson, McNeese State here. Any upset alert for you, Kenny?
You know, I loved McNeese, but I don't know if you saw today, Will Wade has already accepted the NC State job. And so, you have a great head coach that's led this team to 55 wins the last 2 years. And then now it's like he's got a foot out the door. And I'm like, this is such a major distraction for them. And I have to back Clemson there because I don't know. I hate when coaches do this, and I think this is why the whole transfer portal discussion needs to be had of like when it actually opens and stuff, because you got players already going in there and teams are like trying to recruit and get coaches and stuff while the tournament hasn't even been played. So this is a tough go for McNeese because I think they had a real shot before.
Yeah, completely agree with you. I'm going to go Clemson as well. I had them as the favorite pick before I even learned that news you just talked about right now. So I'm just going to roll with it and say, you know more here. I'm just hoping don't have to use my veto powers at any point soon. Purdue High Point. Any points you want to make with High Point? I don't think this is going to be a close game, personally.
I'll say this much. I think I read today 90% of the bets has High Point plus 7.5. A lot of people think, and it's because look, Purdue went to the final last year, but they've had historic tournament issues. So I think Purdue still advances, but a lot of people will pick High Point just because they're very memeable too. I think one of their players had like a real big meme mug in their conference tournament that went viral. So people are really hoping for them. Also, we didn't even mention actually McNeese. They have their student manager who's got the NIL deal. So if you want a really exciting watch, Ernest, you got to go and watch the video of him walking out with the team. That's a good one.
That's really cool. I'm gonna have to check that out. Purdue moves on though, even though we have some heartfelt things going on with McNeese State. As far as the bottom half of this is where it gets really interesting. Texas Xavier takes the lead in that game, 75-74, and we're on this game right now. Illinois, depending on who they play in this game, is going to really pick where my pick goes here, because I don't think Xavier could beat Illinois, but I do think Texas could. They've already matched up before, and familiarity is always a big deal for me. And so let's skip this game for now, as Xavier's not going to have a 4-point lead. We'll come back to it. So we'll come back to that game. Kentucky, Troy here, and you wanted to mention Kentucky's injury problems could be something to watch.
Yeah, they just have some guard issues. Like, I don't think that Troy is what they're worried about, but you're certainly worried about them as you head later on in the tournament. But But Pope is a really good coach, and look, it's not Calipari there anymore, so that's a blessing in itself. But I will say Kentucky's only minus 11.5, which is one of the lower spreads that you'll see for a 3 seed. So,
yeah, I'm not swaying away from Kentucky in this game. I think they heavily overmatched the Troy basketball program, but Troy's on the up and coming, and they actually only lose one senior this year that's getting playing time. So we'll move forward here and move Kentucky forward. UCLA, Utah State in this game to end the round number 1 for us. Where are you leaning here on this one? I lean heavy UCLA.
I'm heavy Utah State, so veto's there if you want it.
Yeah, I'll veto that. I like UCLA in this game, in this matchup. Utah State's a great program. I think it'll be a really good game. It'll probably be one of those games to watch, and like the one tonight. And I think it's going to be a great game. I just like UCLA overall. I think somebody on the West Coast has to step up in this tournament and showcase what they do in the pack, and I think UCLA is it. And so give me UCLA to showcase in this first round.
UCLA Bruins, eh?
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah, I guess I have to take them. But there's my veto. And we move on to the second round here. We start back at the top in the South. Auburn Creighton. I don't have anything happening special to Auburn yet. Do you have any issues moving Auburn forward?
I think Creighton's going to give them a real run, but Auburn will advance in that game.
Auburn goes, and we go to A&M Michigan. Your first veto here with A&M. I am obviously going to go Michigan in this matchup. If this were the matchup, I am not high on A&M. What do you have in this game?
Yeah, I would probably take Michigan as well. I just think the size will be a problem. And again, they have turnover problems, but I think that they score well enough, and A&M's offense is kind of clunky.
This gets a little faster as we get to the next round, as we've already talked about these teams. Ole Miss, Iowa State. You know I'm leaning Iowa State in this game.
Yeah, and that's why I'm vetoing and taking Ole Miss to advance.
Man, that hurts my heart.
I held on to that one, and I saw that matchup early on and said, that's where Gilbert is going to be sorely missed. And they are going to have problems scoring at times, and Ole Miss is going to pull through. And honestly, I think even if it's North Carolina there, I just think the missing Gilbert piece, I still like Iowa State to crash out in the first weekend because they're missing their leader.
What? What? What?
Damn you, Kenny. Damn
You're
you.
playing
Vito's
checkers,
back in
I'm playing chess, baby. I was keeping an eye on some of these as we were going.
Ridiculous. Michigan State, New Mexico. I don't think New Mexico runs the table against Michigan State in this matchup.
No, I don't have any issues with it. I will say in my bracket, I have Marquette in that first game, and then I have them beating Michigan State, but I don't think that New Mexico could do it. So I'll take Michigan State with you.
There you have it. We're going to run down to the West now. We're going to mix it up a little bit. Florida, UConn in a game that I think is going to be really fun to watch. But I think Florida having top 10 talent on both sides of the ball is going to end up being where I go in this matchup. Any issues?
Not at all. I think that they actually blow the doors off them. I think that Hurley I think Hurley rips out the last remaining hairs on his head.
I'm trying to be nice for the McNeely family. Memphis, Maryland here in this one. Memphis, a fan favorite over here at this household, but I think Maryland is the more talented team of the two. And so I'm going to lean Maryland in this heavy.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat again. If Hunter's playing, I really like Memphis, but I think Maryland's got too much talent in that starting 5.
Nothing crazy for me in Texas Tech Drake in this matchup. Do you have any issues moving Tech forward?
No, this is my favorite team on this side of the bracket. So you could just advance them to the Final Four if you want. I'm not going to fight you on it, but I guess we can come back to it.
Kansas St. John. I think this is going to be a really good game if Kansas does advance past Arkansas. I had Arkansas upsetting St. John's, so if I'd have to reevaluate how I feel about Kansas upsetting St. John's. I'm not high on Kansas, but I'll let you do the evaluation. Does the 2 make it past Kansas?
Yeah, I think a lot's going to be made of St. John's and say, well, they don't score, so therefore they're going to get bounced early. But that defense is really good. And Kansas and Arkansas, that's going to be the biggest disappointment bowl to then go on and lose to St. John's for me. So I'll take the 2 seed to advance.
All
We're
right,
super chalked in that part of the bracket. 1, 2, 3, 4 into the Sweet 16, but there's nothing wrong with that.
We're so awesome over here. Just ESPN pundits at this point. Don't have to talk about this game. The Duke Baylor rematch ends up being Duke all the
shocked
way.
that you didn't just crash me out there for taking Iowa State. I thought that you
gonna-
might use your veto there, but good choice in advancing Duke because I think they're going to beat the crap out of Baylor.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Duke until a little bit later. Liberty, Arizona here, and I think the matchup is Caleb Love against Cooper Flagg, so I'm moving Arizona forward.
Yeah, I would agree on that.
Since we're so amazing at moving just the top seeds in this bracket.
I thought we
BYU.
VCU.
What's that?
Didn't we pick VCU, or did you veto and take Baylor or BYU? Because I took VCU in that game.
We did take VCU. Yeah, we did take VCU.
Okay.
My bad. VCU, Wisconsin, and this game, I'm glad you have that because in my bracket over here on the site, I have VCU upsetting Wisconsin, and I do think VCU is a really talented team, and like I said earlier in the first round matchup, they do tend with their experience to make waves in this tournament. This is what they do. They come out and they play great defense. They're a top 5 team defensive in this field, and on this side of the bracket, they're number 2. So I like them in this matchup. What about you, Kenny?
Yeah, this is just another example of like a team that shoots a ton of threes. So when they're making them, like it's great. But when they play teams with really good defense, like they struggled shooting against Michigan State at times earlier in the year, I think they will here too. So I'll take VCU with you.
Wonderful. We have an 11 finally entering our Sweet 16. Vandy, Alabama. I love this SEC game. This might be the best game of day 2 on the brackets to watch. This is very conflicting for me. I think I'm going to roll Bama here because they're a football school, and I would love to see a basketball program win as a football school. Kenny, how do you see it?
Well, the entire world is rooting for Bama to be out in the first week because Grant Nelson is not going to play the first week. And if he makes it back second week, then people could be in some trouble. So I like Vandy to upset there, but we can advance Bama. We already have an 11 there, so I don't want to get
you don't
too
want to go
crazy.
10-11? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Houston Zags, it's not going to be close. I think Houston puts a nail in the coffin on Zags season right there. But you have a look on your face like you don't agree.
Well, I love Houston. To clarify, I'm normally the Houston hater on this show, but I love this Houston team. But I think Gonzaga is the type of team that they could cause problems just because they run so much. But I will take Houston to advance. I got a future bet 15-1 on them to win the national title. So
there's some bias there. There's some bias there.
There is, yeah.
Clemson, Purdue, in a game that I won't watch probably unless it's just the only thing on TV. But Purdue, for me, is the better team. Clemson, though, I'm going to pick in the upset for this game, even though it's a small upset. So I'm going to move Clemson forward for no reason at all, but Purdue does choke somewhere in here. I'm thinking this is the round.
I just like Clemson's experience more. And Purdue, like last year, their whole thing was having size and shooters, and now they just have shooters, no size. So I think that plays well for Clemson, and Clemson can actually keep up with them shooting-wise. So I'll take Clemson to advance.
Houston-Clemson's a wonderful matchup, which I know we'll talk about in just a moment. But that takes us to the unknown against Kentucky, and this game is very close. A minute left. Xavier, on my TV is only up 1. It could be a lot more.
I have it as a 1-point game on my phone.
Okay. We'll skip that bracket real quick. Tennessee, UCLA in this game. Tennessee has been fantastic all year. UCLA is not high on your books, but I do have Tennessee advancing.
Yeah, I have UCLA, so it's kind of up to you whether you want to have the veto or not.
I do not. We'll go UCLA just because I didn't think you would go that route, and we'll come back to this bracket.
Because in my bracket, like I have Utah State upsetting Tennessee. I think that the problem with Tennessee, and this is just a Rick Barnes problem in general, he never has scoring, but he always has elite defense. And I just think that you're going to have a game where they're just not hitting shots and Ziegler's struggling and everyone's like, what the hell's wrong with Tennessee? And then they crash out. You know that Tennessee's never made a Final Four.
That is wild. That doesn't surprise me, though. And Rick Barnes from Texas.
But they're always in the tournament. They're just never.
And like the last 5 years, they've had to have been a 2 seed like 6 times, right? Like they're always a 2 seed. Like they're always a 2 or 4 seed. I'm not going to veto you here. I'm going to keep my power. UCLA advances. We have a 7 now in the Sweet 16. Let's move back up to the top south. If you're watching, you say they have 26 of y'all chilling with us. Interact, give us some comments, tell us we're crazy. We want to know where you're leaning here, and if you're just taking notes, trying to win those slabs or win the $100, I get it. I get it. Common foul on the floor, so 1:09 left still here on Xavier, Texas. Auburn, Michigan. I also do not have Auburn losing here. This is not where they struggle.
No, I have them advancing. I don't think it matters who wins on the bottom either.
Ole Miss, Michigan State. I don't like that. Ole Miss, Michigan State here. Not high on Ole Miss. They're not in this round for me.
I'm also just not going to fade Izzo, so like I'll give Michigan State as well. I think that's where Ole Miss's run ends. Like the problem is, I think when you do a bracket too, you look and you go, could I actually picture Ole Miss being in the Elite Eight? And the answer to that is always no, because they're a football school. So, yeah.
And for me, from your comments, I'm guessing Auburn's in for you, which means for me, Auburn is also in. Izzo is out in the regional finals. So we will roll with that for now. We're going to get a little distracted by this game, but we're going to roll with it as we see this.
Okay.
That was a foul, but it's okay. We'll just roll through it. Florida, Maryland on this side of the bracket in the regional semifinals. Maryland, to me, a very good team, but not enough to take down Florida, who is top 10 in both offense, defense, and hustle. For me, Florida is the team to beat in this region, but the next matchup is going to be very interesting. Any issues with Florida advancing to Tech?
No, this is where Maryland would run into the problem of they don't have the depth to beat a team of Florida's caliber.
I completely agree. Florida just has too many weapons. I think is just the better team here.
Yeah.
As for this matchup, Florida Texas Tech, I would have no issues moving up a Texas Tech team into the Final Four, and it seems like you do too. You like Texas Tech out of this region.
Love Texas Tech. Again, super biased. I have futures Texas Tech to make the Final Four is 12-1. I'm a very happy man if they make it there.
Texas Tech advancing in this region, I like that as well, especially that being in San Antonio, it changes me, and you're not going to like my veto there if that keeps happening. But we will continue forward. Duke, Arizona in a game that's going to be all about the stars. I'll take flag over love in that game, and Duke advances to the regional finals.
You're not going to see me veto that, so yeah, Duke.
VCU, Alabama, and what VCU may call an upset here. I like Bama in this matchup. I think they're the better team overall, but I'm going to play Cinderella here and advance VCU over Bama in this game. What about you?
I'll take VCU because I don't think Bama makes it this far, so I'll take them to go on a bit of a run.
VCU, Duke in that matchup there. Does VCU Cinderella continue forward into the Final Four?
I can tell you this much. If VCU beats Duke, I'm going to slump into a deep, dark depression. So give me Duke.
I like Duke to come out of that region as well. Texas is out. So we now know that Xavier is advancing to this final spot here. Illinois, Xavier, for me, it's Illinois. What about for you?
For the sake of this show, I'll take Illinois. I really like this Illinois team, but I'm banking on one of these 11s to go on a run, and maybe it is VCU, but I think it also has the potential with Xavier. I'll take Illinois over Kentucky, though.
I do like Illinois over Kentucky as well. So Illinois advances to a 6-7 matchup, and I like Illinois over UCLA as well.
Yeah, I would say the same.
Houston Clemson is going to be a very good game. I'm not going against Houston in this game. So it'd be up to you if you're going to pull the trigger on that.
I will back Houston in that spot.
Houston, Illinois here. And for you watching and haven't left, Houston, Illinois, a fantastic basketball game if Illinois does get that far. But I think Houston's just a much better team.
I'll take Houston as well, which, you know, what's funny about this? This is my bracket Final Four that I have. So
that's interesting. I'm very similar, except I actually have a couple different things happening on mine. Let's start on the right, because
who holds veto power right now?
I'm in veto power mode right now. Okay. So actually, you know what? I will go. No, I am going to start with the right. Houston upsets Duke in this Final Four matchup. Okay. It's in San Antonio. It'll be heavy Houston in San Antonio. It'd be heavy
Duke
Texas Tech
travels.
and San Antonio. And I just like Houston overall defensively, and they finally get over that hump of getting to the finals. And hopefully, depending on how this all plays out, winning the championship. But we will go. I am going Houston in this game. I do think the flag run ends here, and he does end up going to the draft.
I'll say this much. I think that there's only two teams capable of beating Duke in this tournament. I think it's Florida and I think it's Auburn. I love Houston defensively. I don't know if they'd be able to keep up with Duke shooting wise and just overall scoring wise in a game like that, because Duke's defense is really good. You can take Houston because, I mean, hey, it's ITL. I'm on the ITL show. But I do think that would be a bad matchup for Houston. I think you'd rather see other teams for sure. I will back you on Texas Tech because I think that they are well coached enough and they have enough talent there. Toppin is one of the best players in the entire country, and he's proven that all year long. I think that they're going to give Auburn a hell of a run. As you said, it's basically a home game for them. And I think that the Auburn run would end there if they get Texas Tech. And I would say that if you have that final, I probably take Houston in that final. But I think that it would be a very low scoring, and people would probably call it a bad game because it would end up being like 66-62, and everyone wants it to be like 90-88 because they watch the SEC all year. But I don't blame you at all for Houston. Like I said, I bet them preseason for a reason. I got them 15-1. I feel really good about that team. I think that there's a couple teams in this tournament that could just give them issues. Like I said, Gonzaga could give them a run. Duke would give them a run. I think, honestly, if Kentucky were to advance just because they can hit so many threes, like, you get a good shooting night and you can take down Houston. But overall, I'm not surprised that we're looking at Houston winning it all because I'm on ITL.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think Houston finally gets over the hump here. They win the championship. Sampson retires. You can go home. And the Houston era being dominant basketball, at least for a little bit, is going to probably come down for a bit. But Houston wins it. Year after year, new players step up for Houston. Being in San Antonio, being here and watching this unravel in front of me, it's going to be fun to watch. I love that it could be a Houston Texas Tech final. I think this would be a glorious way to end the college basketball season this year. But Houston would be a much better position to win this game if it's Houston Texas Tech, and Texas Tech is going to be in a juggernaut match against Auburn. I think that's going to wear down. I do like Duke though. If Duke plays anybody else from the Midwest that's not Houston, I think Duke advances. I don't think anybody else matches up very well against Duke. From the Midwest, and if Auburn does survive out of the South, and it's not Florida coming out of the West, then Texas Tech definitely would be my next up. So excited to see this, and appreciate you, Kenny, of course, coming on the show and picking this out. If you had to just give everybody just one Cinderella team to watch that we really didn't talk about or didn't give us snowball's chance here on this bracket, who would be that one team? Hey, check that team out. It's going to be worth the watch.
Check this one team out. Give it a watch. I said the 10 seed in Utah State. I think that that's a team that we really need to think about, just because I think that they're great on both ends of the floor, and a lot's been made over the years of the Mountain West, and does it translate in the tournament? We've seen San Diego State go on deep runs in this tournament. I think Utah State, now that they've got a bit more experience there, that's one where, again, you're picking a 10 over a 7, so it's one of those, I could be super right. They go on, beat a 2 seed, go on a deep run, or they could easily crash out in that first game because they're underdogs. So I do think that they're well equipped, though. I do like that Utah State team. If you're looking for more of like a long shot team to go on a bit of a run in this tournament, I think Liberty. I think that it's fairly open for them because I think that they're going to beat Oregon, and then Arizona. They haven't exactly been great in the tournament in the last number of years. So Caleb Love can shoot 3 for 18 on any given night, and then they find themselves in the Sweet 16.
No, I love it. I love it. Thank you, Kenny. For me, it's VCU all the way. I talked about them a lot on tonight's show, but I like VCU to make a deep run. I don't know if they get past a team like Duke, but if they did and they were in the Final Four, it would end against Houston. But if you want to watch a great team to make some waves, VCU is always a fun watch. Any team that wins 30 games is a solid team, guys. if you're going to watch teams that are going to be playing and make deep runs, it's those 30-win teams. It's the ones with seniors and juniors who have something to prove where they're not going to go to the NBA. Those are the fun teams to watch. This is the peak of their career. This is the highlight. So go watch those teams, enjoy those teams. Some of those lower teams where they have the older players, the 16, 15, 14 seeds, they're playing for their lives at that point, right? Like those are the fun ones to watch too in the beginning and see them battle. So I hope everybody enjoys March Madness. We're definitely throwing a party at our work. We're doing a nacho bar and popcorn party. So excited to be doing that tomorrow. And appreciate everybody joining us here on ITL. Good luck with the tournament challenge. And please, please, please come join us and have some fun. Entries end at 11 o'clock tomorrow. So come in and join the ITL bracket challenge, $100 to the winner or a double slab to the winner. And then vice versa to the second place team. Good luck to everybody. Matt says Vandy Cinderella. He's calling the Vanderbilt run. Kenny did like Vandy.
Bama's vulnerable. No Grant Nelson. That's a problem for them.
Yeah, and I think I had on my personal bracket Vandy making it past Bama as well. We just didn't go that way because we were trying to play the veto powers here. So, but appreciate you tuning in, Matt. I appreciate everybody coming in. I know I'm getting some messages on the site saying they like the Bracketology show. This is what ITL usually does. We usually have a little bit more basketball during this time, but we're going Pokemon this year. And then you'll see us back doing some sports segments for NBA playoffs. So ITL, Poke Protocol, and NBA playoffs all during the summer. We appreciate you guys and appreciate the love joining today. Kenny Cotterell, the co-host from season 5, is coming back on here. Kenny, why don't you tell people where they can find your stuff if they want to hear more college basketball analysis?
Yeah, you can follow me at HedgePod on all social platforms. Should have a video tomorrow morning. We're betting L63 NCAA tournament games. We'll have a half unit on all of them. Different bets of, it's just going to be a ton of fun. I love college basketball. Been betting it all year. Been doing a lot of live shows talking about it. And so only 3 weeks left. This is the worst part about March is that it means we only have a few weeks left. So shout out Cooper Flag, shout out Duke. We're going to win another natty, and we haven't done so since 2015. So 10-year anniversary sounds good to win another one.
I love it. I'd be saying hook 'em, but I'm really depressed right now and not trying to show it. So there goes our run. It was 40 minutes long. So good luck to everybody else in your team. I'm still wearing a Texas jersey tomorrow. I don't care. But good luck to all your teams, and I hope you guys have a great rest of the night. Go enjoy the night. Richard Bautista and Erica may still be on. I'm going to go try to get an order in or two over there and have some fun with them. But check out anybody on Blue Collar Media Group, BCMG, as well as anybody from Poke Planet. We enjoy and support every single one of our content creators and streamers. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Peace.